Listen, I know you were about to scroll. I get it. We're all looking for something real, something worth our time. So let me tell you this. If you give me just a few minutes, you're going to remember why you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Right here, right now, and trust me, this moment. It's bigger than you think. Sometimes it feels like the world is moving faster than our hearts can keep up. It's loud, it's messy, people come and go, seasons change, dreams shake, and yet, you're still standing. Still reaching, still beside the ones who need you most. You ever wonder why? It's not random, it's not an accident. You remain beside because your spirit was designed for it. Because you carry something within you that this world needs: resilience, grace, presence. Not everybody knows how to stay. Not everybody knows how to be that steady place for others. But you do. You were made to hold the light when the room gets dark. You were made to be the voice that whispers, "You're not alone." Even when your own voice shakes. It's not weakness. It's your gift, and I know sometimes it feels thankless. Sometimes you wonder if anyone even notices the weight you carry or the prayers you whisper into the night. But the truth is, your love echoes in ways you can't even see yet. The lives you've touched, the tears you helped dry, the laughter you sparked in quiet corners of hard days, none of that is wasted. None of that disappears. You remain beside because you are the anchor. You are the safe place. You are the reminder that in a world that sometimes forgets how to love, real love, quiet, loyal, patient love still exists. So don't you dare doubt the importance of your heart. You were chosen to be the steady hand, the open arms, the one who stays. And the world is better because you do. Stay steady, stay strong, stay you. The people who truly need you already know they are richer because you never left. You might not always feel it, but you need to understand this: your presence is not some random thing that just happened. You didn't end up standing beside the people you care about by mistake. You didn't hold someone's hand through their darkest nights because you had nothing better to do. You are where you are because you were meant to be there. There's something inside you, a kind of quiet fire, a kind of steady heartbeat that made you the one. Not because you're perfect, not because you have all the answers, but because your soul knows how to show up when it matters most. Sometimes the world tries to tell us that only big, flashy, dramatic gestures matter, that if you aren't making noise, you aren't making a difference, but the truth is so much deeper than that. Sometimes the biggest miracles happen when someone simply stays. When someone chooses, day after day, to show up, to listen, to be there even when it's not easy. And that someone has been you more times than you probably even realize. There's a reason you couldn't walk away even when it would have been easier to protect yourself. There's a reason your heart kept beating for someone else's pain even when your own was heavy enough, because you were crafted, piece by piece, to be a safe place in a world that sometimes forgets how to be gentle. There's a sacredness to that, a weight, a beauty, the kind of beauty that doesn't fade under pressure but shines even brighter. You being beside someone isn't about needing credit or applause. It's about being faithful to something bigger than applause. It's about answering a calling so deep, it doesn't even need to be spoken out loud. Not everybody knows how to stay. That's the truth. It's easy to show up when things are shiny and exciting, when everybody's laughing and winning and life feels light. But when the road gets rough, when people get complicated, when the days stretch long and heavy, that's when real strength shows itself. And you've been showing it all along, sometimes without even realizing how rare it is. It takes something deep inside, something unshakable, to remain beside others when life isn't serving up easy victories. The world these days moves fast. People change their minds in a second, leave without warning, give up when things get uncomfortable. It's almost expected now, like loyalty is some ancient thing that doesn't fit anymore. But there you are, steady, faithful, rooted. You know how to love people through their mess. Not just when they're winning, but when they're broken, when they're doubting, when they're not even sure they're worth loving. That is a strength this world desperately needs. It's easy to talk about loyalty. It's easy to post about loyalty, but living it, standing in the middle of someone else's storm and choosing not to leave, that's a whole different kind of bravery. You don't always get medals for that. You don't always get thanked properly for that. Sometimes you just get more quiet moments where you wonder if it's worth it, and every time your spirit chooses yes, every time you stay, you hold the line. You remind people that there is such a thing as unconditional presence, as showing up without needing a reward. You don't just say love, you are love. And that kind of strength, that kind of heart, changes the atmosphere around you whether you ever get recognized for it or not. Most of the time, you won't even realize the waves you're making. You'll walk into a room, and just by being there with your calm, with your steady heart, something will shift. Someone will breathe a little easier. Someone will feel a little less alone. You might never hear them say it. You might never know the exact moment your quiet love wrapped around someone and gave them just enough strength to make it through another hour, another day. But it's happening, right under the surface, it's happening. The world likes to celebrate the loud moments, the big wins, the obvious breakthroughs. But the deepest changes, the ones that last, those usually happen in silence. In unseen hours, in the way you choose kindness even when nobody's looking. In the way you stay patient even when you're tired. In the way you forgive even when you're hurting too. Those things don't get put on billboards, but they build people from the inside out. They restore faith where it's been broken. They heal places that words can't always reach. You have left fingerprints on hearts without even knowing it. A small word you said, a smile you offered when someone thought they were invisible, a moment when you decided to stay when it would have been so easy to step away, all those little things you thought were small. They were never small, they were life rafts, they were answers to prayers someone was too tired to speak out loud. You has done more good than you could ever measure with your own eyes. You don't need to chase proof. You don't need to beg for confirmation. Some of the most powerful impacts are written in places your hands will never touch, but your heart already has. The world teaches us that leadership is loud, that it's standing on a stage, commanding attention, making big moves everybody can see. But the truth, the real kind of leadership, the kind that actually lasts, it's so much quieter than that. It's the kind you've been doing without even trying to put a label on it. It's the way you show up for people when nobody's making you. It's the way you carry the weight of a room when everybody else feels like they're about to break. It's the way you notice the ones who think they're invisible and remind them that they matter. You don't have to be the loudest voice to be the strongest one. Sometimes it's the quiet hand on a shoulder that keeps someone from falling apart. Sometimes it's just being there, not even saying anything, just being solid, being real. That's leadership. That's influence. You are leading people every day by showing them how to stay steady when life shakes them up. You are leading by example, not by speeches, by love, not by force. There's a special kind of courage in being the person who stays calm when everything's spinning, in being the one who doesn't add to the noise, but becomes a safe, grounded space for others to catch their breath. It's not the kind of thing that always gets headlines. It's not the kind of thing that people always celebrate with confetti. But it's the kind of leadership that saves lives in 1,000 small, quiet ways. You don't just tell people they're going to be okay, you help them feel it. You help them believe it. And when the world gets loud and messy again, they'll remember you were the one who didn't flinch, didn't run, didn't turn away. There's something powerful about the choice to stay. Not because it's easy, not because everything's perfect, but because your heart decided that love isn't just something you feel when everything's good, it's something you live out when things get hard. Anybody can show up when life is easy. Anybody can be around when the sun is shining and everything looks pretty. But it takes a rare kind of soul to stay when the storm hits, when people get messy, when promises break, when dreams don't turn out the way everyone thought they would. Love shows up strongest when it's not convenient, when it costs you something, when staying means carrying someone else's fear on top of your own, and doing it without needing to be noticed or praised. That's real love. That's the kind of love this world forgets sometimes, the kind that's not loud or dramatic, the kind that just quietly keeps showing up. No matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it gets, no matter if anyone ever says thank you. The truth is, staying can hurt. It can feel lonely sometimes. It can feel like you're giving and nobody even sees it. But what you're building when you stay, it's bigger than what you feel in the hard moments. You're building trust in places where trust was shattered. You're building hope where hope was slipping away. You're proving, just by being there, that love isn't something that fades out when things get rough. It's something that digs its heels in deeper. It's something that stands its ground even when everything around it tries to pull it away. You don't just talk about love like it's a nice idea, you make it real, one hard, brave choice at a time. Every quiet moment you chose to stay, every late night conversation when you were tired but listened anyway, every time you reached out just to say, I'm here, even when you weren't sure what to say, all of that is part of your story now. All of that is the real legacy you're building, whether you realize it or not. People won't always remember the exact words you spoke or every single thing you did, but they will always remember how you made them feel. They'll remember the way your presence made a room softer, made a burden lighter, made a night a little less cold. You're not building a life that's measured by likes or trophies. You're building a life that's stitched together by real moments of connection, by real acts of love. And sometimes it doesn't feel like much at all. Sometimes it feels like you're just holding it together one ordinary day at a time, but those are the days that matter the most. That's when the foundation gets laid. That's when trust gets built so deep that no storm can tear it down. Every small act of faithfulness, every unseen sacrifice, every little choice to stay kind, to stay present, to stay hopeful even when it's hard, it's writing a story that's bigger than anything you can see right now. It's building bridges that people will walk across long after you're gone. It's planting seeds in hearts that might not bloom for years, but they'll bloom because you planted them. You don't have to do huge, dramatic things to leave a legacy that lasts. You just have to keep showing up, keep loving when it's hard, keep being that steady place for others to land, because every little thing you do in love is already making a mark that time can't erase. So if you're sitting there wondering if it's worth it, if anybody even notices, if all the staying, all the loving, all the quiet showing up matters, hear me when I say this, it does. It matters more than you'll probably ever know. You are not wasting your time, you are not invisible, you are building something real, something that outlasts the noise, something that echoes in ways you can't even see yet. Keep being who you are. Keep standing where you stand, because the world is better, softer, braver because you're in it exactly the way you are.